On October 18th of 1983, there were two mushroom hunters, a couple, that were up in the Lake Village area. They had had permission to hunt this area for years, and they went out and they were checking their mushrooms and discovered 4 bodies. And that's the beginning of this whole, what got this ball rolling. 2 of them were very, very quickly identified and returned to their families, and then 2 of them remained in the custody of the sheriff's department or the coroner's office. And they just stayed in the sheriff's department garage until I took office. When I took office, I actually got an office, and they brought these 2 banker's boxes up, and the banker's boxes had bones in them. So I contacted, and the only identifier on it was a piece of paper inside, a little corner of a piece of paper that had a state police case number. And the only way I knew it was state police, I just happened to be familiar with, District 13, Zone 5. I called the state police, asked them to reference the case for me, and they told me it was a Larry Eiler case back then. And they're like, well, that case is done. There's nothing to worry about. And I'm like, no, I have the skeletal remains of 2 boys. They immediately assigned a state police officer to me, or a state police detective to me, and we've been working the case ever since. I've had pictures taken. We took, Dave Andrews, the state police detective, and myself took the bones down to Dr. Steve Naraki, who is, in my opinion, a world-renowned forensic anthropologist. He's one of the best. And it took him a year and a half, 18 months, to put these kids back together again and do a complete anthropological study on them. Then I took them to my dentist and had dental charts and x-rays done. And then I sent the skulls out to Texas, to Betsy Cooper, who is one of the few licensed forensic artists in the United States. And all of this was done free of charge. Everybody just jumped on board when they heard the stories, and they just jumped on it and did. Dr. Sheets, my dentist, had to charge me for the x-rays, but an out-of-pocket fee of $70 was a little of nothing. But that's where we're at today. We've done pictures. We've got just recently, within the last couple months, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children have picked up the cases of the 2 boys, and they're running with it. So we have sketches now that are, the original sketches that were done were poor quality. The second sketches we had done that Betsy did were, in my opinion, extremely good. And this last batch that we had done were from CTs. They're from the computer, like a computer-aided drafting program that puts the face back on the skulls. Wow. Long term is already passed. We've already passed the long term. I want to get them home. Somewhere out there, mom and dad, brother, sister, cousin, uncle, somebody's missing these kids. I just haven't hit the right area yet. I know for a fact they were picked up in the Terre Haute area, hitchhiking along 41. Larry Eiler, when he went to prison, he was sentenced to death. To get off death row, he made a deal that he would confess to everything. And through the written confessions, he gave the names of a lot of the kids, the ones he remembered. Obviously, my 2 boys he didn't remember, but in the confessions he told us where and when he picked them up. I can pinpoint the exact day they were picked up, and which would be the day that they were killed as well.
After the interview with Scott, team member Greg conducted a K2 and EVP session with the skulls. Greg asked a series of questions ranging from what their names were, where they were from, and how old they both were. Unfortunately, after reviewing the evidence, nothing was captured on the EVP recorder. It is Newton County Coroner Scott McCord's goal to someday find out who these 2 boys are and put them to rest.
Going nowhere, their tears are filling up their glasses. No expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. And to feel the way that every child should sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me, no one knew me. Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me, look right through me. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad